It's Sunday morning at about 6 a.m. Handheld water bottle, 2 gels inside. About to go do 25 kilometers, which ties the distance for my longest run ever. Let's see how this goes. I mean, look at the sky over here. And then as I turn and turn, oh my God, that's fantastic. Sunrise run, sunrise run, sunrise run, sunrise. I hope that looked cool on camera. If not, a whole bunch of cars just watch me do a 360. So like I was saying, 25K is my longest run ever. That was a while ago though. This would have been back in January, like early January, late December. I was training for a different 30K run, which I didn't end up doing because at the time, going through a little stretch where I wasn't really enjoying running. So I decided to do more weightlifting at the time. We're back out here. I think the number that I have to beat is 25.17. So I might mess around and drop a 25.18 just so I can see that Strava notification, you know, congrats. This is your longest activity on Strava. Might be worth it. Okay, one thing that I want to mention about being on marathon prep is that the runs don't get easier, but I found that as I've been going along, currently I'm at the end of week 6 right now, the friction associated with going out to run gets easier. Like I'm just in the habit now of waking up, you know, doing my routine, getting my electrolytes, my rice cakes, and then going out and running. That is so much easier now than it was before. But then again, the runs are still difficult. The kilometers are increasing, so, but hey, I'm having a good time. Quick, yes, highway background. I've still been sticking with the same fueling strategy that I've been using from the beginning. Every 3 kilometers of the marathon, there's an aid station. So during my long runs, every 3 kilometers, a couple swigs of this. During the marathon, every 8K, gonna take a gel. During these runs, every 8K, gel goes down. All right, so I'm 8 kilometers in, which means gel number 1's about to go down. I've been using these new gels, CIS or Science and Sport. I know they're very popular. Get them for my work. 10 times better than any other gel that I've had. 1, they have more carbs. 2, their flavors are fantastic. Like, they actually taste amazing. With a goo, I was like, just gotta kind of force this down. And 3, the consistency is so good. Like me and my friend Kane that you saw in the last video, we described it as a melted freezy. They're fantastic. As you can see, made it down to the lake. It's also been a lot cooler in the mornings during the month of August. The air has been a little crisp, almost frosty. And because of that, there's a beautiful breeze down by the lake. You guys can probably hear it on film. You honestly probably can't hear what I'm saying because of it, but I don't know if you can see. The waves are splashing into the shore. You can hear the sounds. It's amazing.
A few moments later.
Okay, so about 2 seconds after filming that video, ran into a huge swarm of bugs, the little flies that are called gnats. There's probably some on my face right now. I was swatting them everywhere. That was a battle that I did not win. There was one time in April when I ran down here and the bugs were so bad, and I'm having flashbacks to that moment right now. It's gotten to the point where the last 200 meters or so, I've been running with my head down because there's so many swarms. Okay, a few things. Last 2 kilometers or so, had to take a pee. Last half a kilometer, had to take a dump. This is a training opportunity to hold it in. There is no way I'm stopping during the marathon. And the other thing, I just saw Kane. Kane was running this way on the trail. It's kind of rare to see runners out this early in the morning. And I was like, oh, runner, oh, Kane. I got so hyped. I was gonna turn around and run with him, but I think he's going a little faster than me. But that just gave me a whole nother burst of energy, so shout out Kane. I'm 15K in, 10K left. I'm actually feeling really good. I'm not out of breath. My heart rate has been low during this run. The one thing that I have noticed, my feet are starting to hurt. Again, throughout this marathon prep, I've been slowly climbing up and increasing the kilometers. And because of that, my feet aren't used to the wear and tear that they've been dealing with. And so I've been having blisters pop up here and there. and I can kind of feel them flaring up right now. So we'll see how serious it is when I take off my shoes. Don't think I'll have to take an extra rest day or anything, but I do want to be very cautious about that stuff, considering I did get an infection like 3 weeks ago, which put me out for 8 days. So don't want that to happen again. All right, we're 16K in, which means gel number 2 is going down. This one is the strawberry lime. Slurp this down. Yo, editor, while I have this, put the Minecraft noise over this. Guys, look at this sign. Look at this sign. Marathon! Marathon! That's what I'm doing! I just hit the 20K marker. 5 kilometers left. Cardiovascular system's feeling good. Legs are starting to hurt a little. But these are the ones that matter most. So let's finish this. And just like that, longest run of prep is done, 25.25 kilometers. I did end up doing the little extra bit so I can get hit with the longest activity on Strava. I'm very happy with how that went. I wasn't really out of breath that often. My heart rate stayed relatively low. Just some kind of cramping in my shins, as well as the blisters on my feet. I was looking at them right now. They're not too bad. With an easy run tomorrow, they should be good to go by my speed workout on Tuesday. I also couldn't really film much of the last 5 kilometers because I was sweating, my phone was getting all clammy, the lens was foggy, it wouldn't have been good quality. So we're here, we finished, we move on. I'm in the car right now, about to head inside and get a haircut. It's not super long right now. I like the length, how it is at the front, but the sides are just getting a little scruffy and a little messy. It's been 6, maybe 7 weeks since I last got a haircut, so I'm definitely due. In a few seconds, you guys are gonna see me looking extra fresh. Back in the car, haircut is done, and I don't really know how to feel about it. I went to the same place that I always go to, but my usual guy, Marco, he's booked up until October, so I had to go with a different guy, and I don't know, not really the biggest fan of it right now, but I'm kind of always like this after haircuts until I go home and shower and put some product in it and style it the way I want to. So I can't be so quick to judge. We'll find out when I get home, and honestly, if it doesn't look great, there's nothing I can do about it now. I used to get really upset when I have bad haircuts, but now I'm just like, it's hair, it'll grow back. I have quite the busy day ahead of me. First thing I gotta work on when I get home is, right now I'm volunteering with one of my university professors. She has an honors thesis student who needs some assistance with a research ethics board application. So I have to go through some training modules, send that certificate to my professor. After that, I have to edit and upload this video. Also, I need to make a thumbnail as well. Probably gonna make some short form content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. After I get all that stuff done, I'm probably just gonna relax and do some reading and listen to a podcast. I was also supposed to have a speed workout this morning, but I decided to take a rest day. My upper calf has been really bothering me. It was bothering me during my easy run yesterday. It was bothering me this morning, so I decided to give it one more day of rest, move the rest day to today, and then pivot the speed workout onto Friday. On my way home, I made a quick pit stop and grabbed one of these. Ghost 100% makes the best energy drinks in my opinion. Out of the flavors that are currently in Canada, I think the sour pink lemonade is the best. Now it's time to get to work. All right, I just took a shower, which means Operation kind of fix style Alex's hair begins. In order to do so, we're gonna be using this Old Spice Barber's Blend. It's not the fanciest thing, it's cheap, but it gets the job done. So I think that's the best I'm gonna get it. The taper on the sides actually looks a lot better now. Hey, nothing a little shower and pomade can't fix. Hey, didn't see you there. Let's talk about how the marathon training has actually been going so far. I just finished week 6 of my 16-week training plan. The plan that I'm following was a free one that I found online on runnersworld.com. It was for a sub 3:30 marathon. That was my initial goal. Like, going into this whole thing, all I wanted was under 3:30. My prior experience is a half marathon that I ran in an hour 34. Sub 3:30 was my initial goal. As I've gotten more and more into this training, I've become so much more confident in myself as a runner. And I honestly think that I'm able to achieve sub 3:20 at this point. Like, I use a lot of estimated marathon pace calculators, and a lot of them are telling me around 4:40 to 4:45. So that gets me really excited. I think my new goal that I want to beat right now is the 3:20 marathon. Here's a little breakdown of what the training plan actually looks like. So Monday has almost always been an easy run, anywhere between 8 to 10 kilometers. Tuesday is almost always a speed workout, usually some type of interval training. At the beginning, they had me doing more fartlek styles. Now it's just kind of consistent intervals with like 80, 90-second rests. Wednesday, again, is usually another easy run. This one has been slightly longer than the one on Monday, so that one's kind of hovering in the 10-kilometer range right now. Thursdays were originally progression runs where I would start at one pace, like a steady pace for the first 6 kilometers, and then the last 4 kilometers go at, usually it was a controlled discomfort, which I was doing in the range of 420 to kilometer to 430. Now, Friday was the day that I was playing volleyball. And so on the training plan, it gives an option. You can either do 6 runs every week or you can do 5 runs every week with a cross training. And the cross training that it recommends is usually either swimming or cycling or something that's a little easier on your joints where you're not doing a ton of lateral movement. But I say, you know what, screw that. I've been playing volleyball for a while. I enjoy it. That's my type of cross training that I'm going to do. Saturday has almost always been a rest day, and then Sunday is the long runs. The training plan that I'm following is broken up into 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice and simple. Weeks 1 to 4 made up block 1, where it was putting me around 55 kilometers a week. And the 4th week is always an adaptation week, where the kilometers are a lot lower, the long run is shorter, so I can rest up because the next block is going to be even heavier load and higher intensity. Fast forward to weeks 5 and 6, and week 5 had me at, I think it was either 58 or 59 kilometers, but it should have been in the low 60s, but I got cooked by my one speed workout that week, so I missed a little bit of distance there. But week 6 has me at 67 kilometers. Week 7 should be the same, and then week 8 is going to be another adaptation week before the 3rd block begins. The training has honestly been going well. Like, I'm gaining a lot more confidence in myself as a runner, specifically on the long runs, right? Like, I'm jumping from half marathon to full marathon. It's a big jump in distance, and I just did my longest run ever, which is 25 kilometers, and in about 10 weeks from now, I'm going to be running a full marathon at a much faster pace than I've been going at. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't nervous about the marathon, right? It's really taken a toll on me, obviously physically, but I've been prioritizing my stretching. I almost always do 10 to 15 minutes of stretching and foam rolling afterwards, because if I don't, my legs are just tight and tense, but also mentally and emotionally, right? There are lots of times where it's morning, I'm supposed to get up and run, and running is the last thing that I want to do. But I just try and think of the end goal, right? I try and think of myself crossing the finish line. I know that every single training session that I do right now is going to be worth it. And while that is the end goal, I try and remind myself that running a marathon is not just the 42 kilometers that I'm about to do on October 20th. It's all of these runs that have accumulated over time leading up to that moment. One thing that I have noticed over the course of marathon prep is that I am definitely more tired than usual, which makes sense. The kilometers are increasing. My body's not used to that kind of stimulus. But I'm finding my nap count has certainly been increasing, especially after the long runs on Sundays. Whew, those naps are money. But with all that being said, I'm very happy with where I am right now. 10 weeks left. All I can do is put in the work and let the work do the rest. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.